Honestly, you're not even lying. Nicole from Zenless Zone Zero and her faction, the Cunning Hares, are basically all sleeper builds. They are all sleeper agents waiting for a keyword, and then they're just going to absolutely wreck house. Because just look at every single member of her faction. When you first get introduced to them with no other story, they are just a band of idiots. Pretty much a bunch of goofballs who just seem to be the butt of all jokes. But then, when you actually get more information about them, every single one of them is an absolute monster. Most recently, Anby. She's a super soldier. She's basically Captain America with electric swords. Nekomata is literally so well known for her prior life as the leader of a gang that just her marker is enough to make Hollow Raiders, even experienced ones, like, know her by name. And during one of her agent stories, she took on an entire group of Hollow Raiders by herself with low difficulty. Hell, it was closer to a no-diff fight, even with all of them. There had to have been at least a dozen or more Hollow Raiders attacking her at once, and she got out of there unscathed and one-shot their leader. And do I even need to mention what Billy is? He's a walking anomaly. He's a walking mystery. We have no idea just how strong he really is. We have not in the story seen him go all out. Think about it. Any time that he has been shown being stressed about a situation had nothing to do with the enemies themselves. Or, if it did, he was clearly over-exaggerating his level of fear because he would dodge the attacks if they were coming at him effortlessly. He would just be screaming and acting like over dramatic instead of actually locking in. Yet, when you remember about the Caledon story, he was the champion before Lighter. Before the Sons of Caledon, he was the champion of just Caledon as a whole. Meaning, bare minimum, he was on the caliber of Lighter, if not maybe stronger. Like, we don't know. If you think about the hierarchy and like their naming conventions of the group, like, Lighter calls Billy Big Brother. And usually, in a lot of those situations, those titles also classify power ranking. So, bare minimum, you could use that as an argument for Billy at his peak being stronger than Lighter. And we saw what Lighter did. He was able to take on over 100 agents at once. Well, not agents, I mean Hollow Raiders. You get what I mean. And then Nicole herself, she has a damn ether cannon that makes a blast bigger than a truck. Like, this thing can encompass like a solid, like, if I had to guess, like 20-foot radius of pure ether blast damage. And when it's not firing ether, it's still a briefcase gun. Hell, these four were confronted by Section 6, the elites among the elites. And Anby and Billy, the second that they had shown up, were ready to throw hands. They knew what Section 6 was, yet did they show any fear? No. Anby was able to tell that Section 6 was already getting in position to surround them, and Billy was just silently keeping his hand on his guns, keeping his hand on the holster, ready for the battle to start. They were ready to throw hands with Section 6 themselves. There is no denying how strong these four are, and the fact that they're considered, like, I don't hear people even arguing whether they're the strongest in the game, like, in lore. Because obviously, sure, they might not be the strongest, but I've heard some people try saying that this was the weakest faction, which, personally, far from it.